I'm still on 3rd Avenue South in front of City Park, just a few yards down from the Doug firs. Behind me is a magnificent big leaf maple, one of the defining native trees of Pacific Northwest. This species is easily recognized by its enormous hand-shaped leaves, each with 5 lobes and stretching up to a foot across. True to its name, the big leaf maple holds the record as the largest maple in North America, often reaching heights of 70 to 100 feet when fully mature. In addition to its striking foliage, the big leaf maple is known for the ecosystems it supports. Mosses, lichens, and ferns commonly carpet wide branches and trunk, creating miniature forests within the canopy. Birds and insects find food and shelter amongst its leaves, while its nectar-rich flowers provide food for pollinators. Beyond its ecological role, the big leaf maple is also valued for its wood, prized by artisans for its beauty and strength. I'm still on 3rd Avenue South, on the sidewalk in front of City Park, and we've moved down from the big leaf maple. Here stands a western red cedar. It is such an iconic tree of the Pacific Northwest. It is one of the largest and longest lived trees in our region. Some have lived for 1,000 years. Now, the western red cedar is not a true cedar. It's actually a member of the cypress family. Identify a western red cedar, the first thing you look at is the foliage. It is scale-like and fan-shaped. The bark is reddish and fibrous and very distinctive. The western red cedar has small woody cones. In addition, large branches often come out from the trunk, arching downward and then arching upward, creating the characteristic droopy shape. Ecologically, cedars provide shade that cools the streams for the salmon. It provides shelter for the birds and other species, and it provides nutrients for the forest soils. Western red cedar is one of the most revered and ecologically vital trees in our region. The western red cedar is revered in our Coast Salish culture and is often referred to as the tree of life. Almost every part of the tree was used. Bark and roots for weaving mats and clothing. The wood was prized for totem poles, canoes, and longhouses, and bows were used in ceremony. The cedar carries a deep spiritual meaning, symbolizing strength, protection, and generosity. We are on the exit road of City Park, where the great examples of young Douglas firs, western hemlocks, and red cedars. Let's look at them. Here is a Douglas fir. It looks like a beautiful Christmas tree. Beautiful western hemlocks. They're so feathery. I love them. I think they're my favorite. And we walk a little further towards the Spray Park, another western hemlock. Right behind this western hemlock, we've got a young western red cedar. What great examples of our iconic evergreen trees. Western hemlock is Alaska's most common tree, and it's our state tree. I've chosen a young hemlock because we can look at the foliage and see the drooping top, because it's hard to find a western hemlock out in the open because they're champion understory trees. And Yost Park, there's a grove up at the high part, but it's hard to see the western hemlock and how beautiful they are. So distinctive to western hemlocks are their drooping top or leader and their feathery foliage. So the needles are actually variable in length and form a spray pattern and attach around this stem, creating just a beautiful feathery look. The indigenous people here use western hemlock mostly for firewood, and western hemlock is the second most important timber tree in the Northwest. I'm standing on 3rd Avenue South, where Shellabadger Creek flows under the street. Behind me are 2 Pacific willows. Among willows, this species is one of the largest, often growing to 40 feet, with a broad, graceful crown and upward growing branches. Pacific willow willows thrive in moist soil and are common sight among our stream beds and marshes. The most distinctive feature of a Pacific willow happens in the quiet months of winter, when its twigs glow in a brilliant yellow. Provide a vital ecological role, stabilizing stream beds, filtering water, and providing shelter for many species.